Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Yoga Gentle Stretch is a great way to start your day or simply wind down for the night, helping you relieve tension. Whether you are a beginner or a practiced yogi, your body will appreciate this self-care practice. So grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to begin seated. Sit up nice and tall, either leg in front. You are welcome to sit on a block or blanket as well. And just pull those shoulders back and down. Pull the chin in, chin parallel with the earth, ears over shoulders, palms resting on your thighs. Just check in with the body, check in with your posture. Notice if there's any tension in the torso or the back. Maybe make a couple just shifts or movements to get comfortable. And then we're going to close our eyes for a moment. And we're going to start to breathe in and out through the nose. See if you can slow your breath down. Slower, deeper, longer breaths. The purpose here is to connect with our breath and the body and to notice what we have going on in the body. We're not judging it, we're just finding any tension points, any areas we need to shift or adjust. Now you're going to start to extend the arms out to the side. Go ahead and open your eyes if you would like, reaching those arms out, relaxing the shoulders, and again, lengthening through the spine. Feel the crown of your head reaching to the sky. Now we're going to start to gently flow and move by bringing your right hand to the floor, reaching the left arm over, and then slowly adjust as you flow to the left, gently stretching, and then slowly coming to the right. And you want this to feel good all the way to the left. This time when we go to the right, the hand's going to rest on the floor. Shoulder is relaxed, the left arm reaching over. Bend the right elbow. And just feel that stretch on the left side of the body, trying to keep the left knee and the sits bones down. Maybe sliding that left elbow back a little further towards the ear, behind the ear. And then let's try the left side. Slowly rotating, bending that left elbow, softening or relaxing that left shoulder, reaching the right arm over. Feeling the stretch all the way over the side of the right side of the body. And then slowly coming up, lengthen and lift the body straight up and down. Pull the shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Go ahead and twist to the right. Take your left hand, reach it towards your right thigh, right arm behind you. Lift the spine, lift and lengthen, then twist. Twist to the right. Find your breath. As you're holding onto the thigh or the knee, whatever you can, gently start to pull on that left arm, maybe bend the left elbow. You might get a little stretch through that left shoulder blade. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, let go of the leg, twist slowly to the left. Reaching that right arm, left arm behind, lift and lengthen. Start to look over your left shoulder, bend your right elbow slightly. So you're starting to pull down through that right shoulder, that shoulder blade. You're breathing. Take another breath in. On your exhale, go ahead and let go. Come back to center, sit up nice and tall. Now you're going to take your right leg out to the side and just keep that left foot pulled in. nice and tight. Make adjustments if you need to. If this left leg is up high, you can put a yoga block under it or a pillow. We're going to bring the hands to the floor, out in front, and just start to lean forward, keeping both sits bones on the floor. Just give that right leg a shake, leaning into it. Then take your right hand and reach it towards your right ankle or shin or even the toe. Open up your left arm to the side. Nice stretch, open, open, reaching it back. Now take your right hand that's reaching out, whether it's on the toe or the ankle or the shin, bring it to the outside edge of your right leg, place it on the floor, and then lean to the right, reaching your left arm overhead towards your right toe. You're doing a little side bend here. Keeping that hand on the floor on the outside of the leg. Maybe start to walk the fingertips towards that foot, keeping it on the floor. Now you're going to take your left hand, you're going to windmill up, take your left hand to the floor on the outside of that bent knee and side bend. And just hold it here. Some of you might be able to bring your elbow to the floor. Might still seem a little far away. Feel that stretch. Now come up nice and tall, sit up centered. Now you're going to take both shoulders and you're going to rotate them to the right. So you're facing your right leg extended, fingertips on the floor, and start to walk them forward, leaning towards that right leg. That right toe is up. And just notice that stretch. Maybe you're feeling it in the left low back, especially if you're reaching that left hand forward. And just breathe here. Inhale and exhale, being gentle with the body. Now you're going to start to walk the hands in closer to the body, walking up, lifting up. Find again your center. Feel everything readjust, realign. And then we're going to pull the right leg in as we extend the left leg out. So you're just switching sides. So you're out to the side, knee is bent. If you're facing the front of the mat, you're welcome to turn or put a blanket or pillow under your ankle if you're on a hard floor. Walk the hands just slightly forward. Keep both sits bones down. So we're just doing a little lean. We're not collapsing through the body. I want you to stay as tall as you can and just lean forward. You might feel it on the inner thigh or the hamstring, depending on if your hip is tight. And just breathe, just a little lean forward. Now you're going to sit tall and start to reach your left hand towards your ankle, your shin, your toe, staying tall through the spine. So we really want to protect the low back here. And then you take your right arm and start to reach it up and over your head as you side lean towards that lengthened leg. And just breathe here. And this side might feel a little different, whichever side is tighter. Now the hand that's reaching towards the left foot, you're going to take it to the outside, left hand to the outside edge of your leg, placing it on the floor. A little more stability. As you open that heart, reaching, bend your left elbow, reaching that right arm over. One more breath. And then take your right arm, sweep it over to the right side, placing it on the floor by your bent knee, or just swaying to the opposite side. And then bending into that right elbow, shoulders relaxed, left arm overhead. And you're breathing. Now we're going to come all the way back up. Find your center, find your nice tall posture, ears over shoulders, and then take your shoulders and start to rotate them to the left so you're facing your left leg, toe is up, hands on the floor, walk them forward, and lean into it. So as you're reaching your right arm, you might feel it in that low back, you might feel hamstring. Everybody's a little different. We're not judging our bodies, we're just observing. This is called a yoga practice. We're gently stretching the body, whether you're a beginner or you've been doing yoga for a long time. You can make adjustments to dive a little deeper, or you can back off of your posture depending on what feels good to you. Focus on that breath. Notice where there's tension in the body. And then walk the hands back up close to the body and then rotate back to center. From here, we're going to bend that left leg and bring the bottoms of the feet together. And just a little butterfly holding onto the ankles. Bring those knees a little up and down. Lengthen through the spine. And we're going to lean forward, maybe pressing the elbows to the outside. You're welcome to hold on to the toes. Just don't crank up on the feet. Now from here, if you want to go a little deeper, you can lean forward, and then you can start to draw your chin slightly down so the crown of your head is reaching forward, and then lean into it again. So you're not collapsing through the body, but you're lengthening and just leaning into it. And then we're going to come up nice and tall. And I want you to hug your knees together. Give them a squeeze. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen through the spine. Now from here, we're going to straighten out the legs right in front of us. So if you were turned to the side of the mat, now you can come back to the front, extending those legs straight out. Place the palms on the floor. Find your Dandasana. Toes are up. Lift and lengthen. Good. Walk your hands just slightly behind you. Spread out your fingers and just press the fingertips into the mat, not the palms, so you get a little finger stretch. If your fingers are backwards and that's better for your shoulders, that's fine, but you're doing the same thing. And then we're going to start to press into the palms. So bring them to the floor again, whether your fingers are front or back. Then you're going to bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. So adjust those palms so you have some support. Lengthen and open up the chest. And then gently start to drop your knees to the right. And just feel that nice twist and that stretch. Slowly coming back to center. And drop the knees to the left. Try to get those shoulders to rotate to the front of your mat, twisting through the upper body. One more time, bring it up, twisting the knees to the right, shoulders to the front. And last time, knees up and drop them to the left, shoulders to the front. Now we're going to come back to center. You're going to slide both hands under the knees, like you're making a hook here. You can make two fists, or you can interlace the fingers. So you've got that option. Feet flat on the floor. Now I want you to lengthen again, lift through the spine, look straight ahead, and then walk your feet slightly forward. So as you're walking the legs forward, they're pushing down on your arms, so you're going to start to feel that stretch through that shoulder neck area. Just really lengthen and lift. You want this to feel good, so make those adjustments. Now you're going to turn your head slightly to the right, feeling the stretch through the neck. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, let your head come through the center, twist to the left. Take another breath in and let your head on the exhale go to center. Now right ear to right shoulder, tilt it to the side. It can be a little intense, so if it's a lot or a little intense, you can always back off slightly. Go with what feels good on your neck. And then we're going to come to center, and then the left ear to left shoulder. This is where we find out which side's a little on the tighter side. Tilting that head over. Good, and then back to center. See if we can lengthen a little higher. Crown of the head to the sky. And then release the fingertips. Inhale the arms all the way up. Start to hinge back just slightly so you feel that core starting to work. Strengthening. Good, pull the toes up. Now you have a couple ways you can get there. We're going to transition to tabletop. So you can cross the legs, bring the hands to the floor, and pivot into hands and knees to tabletop, or you can bring your legs to the side. Now, if you need something under your knees, pillow, blanket, or just an extra little cushion, feel free to put something under the knees. Spread out those fingers nice and wide. pressing the fingertips, the palms, and the tops of the feet into the mat. Round through the back, nice cat stretch, tuck the chin, exhale. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, arch the back, cow. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. We have one more to go of each. Exhale, round. And inhale, lift and lengthen. And then you'll find your neutral spine. Nice and long and tall. Now you're going to take your right toe, and I want you to press it to the back of the mat. So you're going to stretch out the bottom of the foot, the calf, really lengthening, pushing your weight into that right foot. Now, that might be plenty if you want a little core challenge. You want to pull that belly in, maybe lift the left knee off the floor or the left foot as well. Really stretching it. And then lower the knee and the foot to the floor. Your right leg is still straight, but we're going to lift it off the floor. Keeping those hips level. I want you to point your right toe. And then start to draw it over to the right side. Now you can put that right toe on the floor, or you can hold it up. Just feeling that stretch and that glute working and that hip. Good. Now you're going to keep the toe pointed, sweep it back straight to the back of the mat. Now you're going to sweep it to the left across the back leg, top of the foot on the floor. And then start to twist, drop your hips to the right as you look over your left shoulder. So you're looking back at that foot, lengthening that hip. You might feel a glute stretch depending again where you're tight. Now we're going to switch the top of the foot on the floor to the ball of the foot. So tuck under those toes. Push into the ball of the foot. And again, still twisting through those hips, looking back. Feel that nice stretch in the hip. Now you're going to slowly come back to center with the upper body. Lift that right leg to the back wall. Flex the foot. Notice the body working, and then bring the knee back to the mat. Now from here, you're going to do the same thing, but the opposite leg. Tuck your left toe under in the back of the mat. Abs are in. Stretching it out. Option to lift your right knee off the floor and your foot. A little extra challenge. It's good to heat up the core a bit. It makes everything move better in the body. And then the knee and the foot of the right leg go to the floor. And you're going to lift your left leg up and point your toe. Now you're going to start to swing that left leg out to the left side. You can bring your foot to the toe to the floor if you would like, or you can hold it up. So when things get warmer in the hips, we move better, we can be a little more relaxed. Now from here, you're going to lift the leg, bring it up to the center, back to the back of the mat. Keep your toe pointed and slide it over to the right side, over the other leg, top of the foot on the floor, and start to twist your upper body towards the right, looking back at that right, the left toe behind you. Feel that nice stretch. The leg is straight. Now from here, we're going to tuck that toe, go to the ball of the foot, continue to twist and look back. Notice where you feel it on this side compared to the other. And then you're going to rotate your upper body center, extend that leg to the very back of the mat, nice and strong. And then go ahead and bring both knees to the floor and separate your knees, feet together. Slide your hips all the way back towards your heels, and then melt to child's pose, belly between the thighs, and then bring your palms together. Bend the elbows if you'd like. You can even bring your thumbs towards your neck. If your head doesn't reach the floor, please feel free to put a block or a blanket under or a pillow under your forehead. You can even stack your hands or two fists if that feels better for your back and your neck. So find that posture that feels good to you. The idea is to try to get a little closer to the floor after each breath. Inhale and exhale out the nose. So again, hands can be out, or you can put your palms together, thumbs to neck. Lots of variations that you can choose from. Now we're going to extend the hands out in front if they were on the neck. And then you're just going to straighten them out, lift the upper body so you can look forward, but your hips are still pushing back towards your heels. So your lower body is in a child's pose, and then you're going to take your right palm and you're going to turn it up and slide it under your left arm. So you can slide to your right shoulder, and maybe your head goes down to the floor, reaching that left arm to the front of your mat. And you're just stretching through that shoulder. Feel that nice stretch. Might even feel a stretch in the armpit of the left arm as it reaches forward, pressing that palm into the mat. Wiggle your right fingers, the arm that's threaded underneath, threading the needle. Now that left hand is going to come close to the head. Press the palm down, help yourself come up. Reach your right arm back out to the front of your mat, and then slide your left arm under as you twist, lowering your left ear to the floor, reaching the left hand, wiggle the left fingers and reach the right hand. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. Notice the difference in this stretch compared to the other side. Now you're going to bring your right hand in close to the head, slowly come up, unthread the needle, and then we're going to come back to tabletop. Draw both knees directly under. So we're going to a little counter stretch here, so you're going to spread out those fingers, and you're going to take your right arm and you're going to just reach it up to the sky, opening up. Tuck your chin slightly under. Bring that right hand to touch the floor, and then bring it all the way back up again. And then bring it down. This time when you come up with the arm, bend the elbow. And then straighten it out to the floor. Last time, bend the elbow as you come up, and then straighten the arm to the sky. And then bring that arm down. So you might have gotten a little further by that last time. So now we're going to go to the left. So bring the left arm up, start to lift and lengthen and twist, and then bring the hand back to the floor. And then bring that left arm back up, opening up, straighten arm, straightening it out, hand to the floor. Now this time when we come up, we're going to bend the elbow. Might feel a little more restrictive. Feeling those shoulder blades working a bit, and then bring the hand to the floor. Last one, bend the elbow, come up, open up to the left side. Now straighten that arm. Feel a little more lengthening, and then we're going to bring that left hand to the floor. Realign everything. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, pull the shoulders away from the ears, looking at the floor, looking at your thumbs. Extend your right arm to the front. Left toe to the back of your mat, and you're going to lengthen, extended tabletop, option to lift your left leg up and really reach. Reach the heel away from the body, reach your fingertips to the front, and you're breathing. And then slowly bring the hands and knees to the floor, and you're going to extend the left arm forward, thumb is up, right toes to the back of the mat. So you can really get that torso in alignment, and then lift that right leg, extended tabletop, flexing your right foot. Reaching those arms forward, that left arm forward, thumb is up. And then hands and knees to the floor. And then you're going to walk your hands forward, way out in front of your shoulders, and then I want you to shift forward with your upper body. So you're coming to a modified plank, shoulders over ankles, and your hips are in front of your knees. Now, if you're a beginner, you would stay here. If you have been practicing and would like a full plank, you're welcome to. And just really push the floor away, whether you're on your knees or not. And then you're going to start to bend your elbows toward your rib cage. Keep the elbows nice and tight as you slowly lower to the floor. And then when you come to the floor, let your belly go all the way down, untuck your toes, and then slide your forearms to the mat. So then your shoulders are right over your elbows, elbows under the shoulders, pressing the palms into the mat for Sphinx. And just lift and lengthen. Your feet and legs are about hip distance apart. And you're breathing. Now I want you to lower your upper body slightly. And then just rock your hips and bring your legs a little wider. And then gently press up. And if you have any low back issues and this is painful, then don't go up. Keep a little lower. You don't go as high when the legs are further apart. And then lower the upper body. Again, rock them, so bring the legs now to the edges of your mat, outside edges. And then gently lift up. Breathing, maybe pushing into the thighs, pushing into the toes, maybe tighten up your quads, squeeze your quads. Pull the belly in, and then slowly lower. And then just rock your hips side to side and bring your legs back about hip distance apart. Bring them in nice and narrow. And now let's lift and lengthen again. Might feel a little easier. Some of you might be able to straighten your arms. If this bothers your back, then don't straighten your arms. You can even walk your hands closer if that's in your practice, keeping those hips down. And then we're going to slide the elbows out, lower all the way back down. So I'd press the palms into the floor next to the rib cage, elbows into the ribs, tuck your chin, and then slowly start to press yourself up and then back into child's pose. Knees come apart, feet together, slide your hips back to your heels and your belly between your thighs. From here, we're going to come back up to tabletop, bringing those knees back into alignment. Now, at any time in the next part, you can use a block or you can use your hands. You're going to bring your right foot forward, and if you need to use your hand to bring that foot way forward, you want to make sure your knee is over your ankle when you're hinging forward. And if it's hard to get your hands to the floor in this position, again, use blocks. You could come up a little higher, but you want your hip in front of your left knee. So we're getting a little stretch, and again, you can have something under the knees if needed. Just feeling that nice stretch. Start to push into the top of your left foot. And feel that lengthening through that back hip flexor. And then you also have the option of walking your hands up onto the thigh. Now I'm going to give you a couple options. Again, go where you feel comfortable. You're going to draw your left hand up to the sky. And then you're going to draw the tricep, back of the arm, onto your left thigh. And then if you want, you can press your palms together with a nice little twist. If you just want to twist, you can just hold your hand onto the thigh and twist. Make it doable for you. Maybe you lift your elbow up to the sky. And then slowly release the hands to the floor. And then slide your right knee back into place on the floor. And we're going to switch to the left. So bring your left leg forward. And hinge those hips. So knee is over the ankle. Make sure your hip is in front of your right knee. And just gently pressing into that right top of your foot. You can have both hands on the floor or on blocks. Now from here, you also have the option of walking the hands up on the thigh. Maybe this is plenty for you. As long as you're feeling that right hip flexor stretching, we're going to bring that right arm up. And again, you can stay here, or you can draw that back of that tricep onto the thigh for a twist. Yes, we are squishing the belly into the thigh. You can even press the palms together, a little extra twist. Or you can have your hands on the thigh. And then we're going to release the hands to the thigh and then go ahead and bring the hands to the floor, coming back to tabletop. And then from tabletop, knees are under the hips, drop the knees the hips side to side. It's a nice gentle rock. Make sure those hips are over the knees when you're dropping the hips side to side. Feeling that nice stretch. Then from here, you're going to have a seat. Go ahead and bring those legs out front, extending straight out. We're going to reach both arms up to the sky. Lengthen and lift, flex the toes, and then bring both hands on the outside of the thighs or the knees, place them on the floor. Now maybe to get to the floor you have to sit up higher or use blocks, that's fine. And then I want you to walk your fingertips on the outside of your legs forward, keeping your body as nice and tall as you can. Wiggle those toes. So you're feeling that stretch through the back of the thighs. We're not collapsing down, we're staying tall. Crown of the head reaching diagonally forward. You can be looking at your ankles. Some of you might be able to hold on to your big toes. You can also use a strap or a belt if you want to use on your feet. Relax your elbows. Focus on your breath. If you're just starting out, maybe you hold on to the shins or the ankles. If you've been practicing and you have more mobility, you can also place your wrists on top of your toes and holding on that way. Again, making sure your neck is not straining. So we stretched out those hips. Now we're stretching out the back of the legs, lengthening. We stretched out the inner thighs and the outer, the IT band, TFL. Now I want you to inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Bend the elbows as you turn the palms to the front of the mat and open to cactus arms. Just find your length in your spine. Now you're going to take your right hand and I want you to reach it across to the left foot. And then open up, twisting. Start to reach your left hand to the back of your mat. Now if the hand doesn't reach the foot, maybe you hold on to the ankle or even the knee. That works too. Now we're going to inhale, open up the arms, cactus arms again, and you're going to twist to the other side. Again, hold the ankle, the knee, open up, elbows bent, and then straighten that arm towards the back of your mat. Don't forget your breath. Now we're coming all the way back up. Open up those arms. So posture, very important. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, touch the fingers together, and then exhale the hands behind the back. Bend the elbows, reach for the wrist, forearms, or elbows, wherever you can. And then look over your right shoulder. Make sure you can wiggle the toes, the feet are up, the feet are flexed, and then turn your head and look to the other side. And then turn your head to center. Release the fingers to the floor. Bend the knees and scoot forward just slightly and holding onto the thighs. So we started to go into boat earlier. We're going to go all the way in this time, engaging that core, leaning back, option to let go. You can even hold on and float, or option to let go and float. So there's 4 options right there. You pick what feels good to you. And find your breath. Engaging. One more breath. And then we're going to hug the knees. See if you can float the feet above the floor. And then you're going to slowly lower all the way onto your back and just give your knees a squeeze and rock side to side. And then you're going to place your right foot flat on the floor, knee bent, and then cross your left ankle over the right thigh, opening up that knee. So make a figure 4. And just relax for a moment. Walk your shoulders away from the ears. And then you're going to slowly lift your right foot off the floor. Leg is still crossed. Take your left hand between the little triangle of the left. Reach through and get hold of your right hamstring or back of your right thigh with both hands. So the right hand's on the outside, left hand's on the inside. And then just gently pull that right knee towards your chest. So you're getting a nice glute stretch in the left side. Bring both legs slightly to your right. And just breathe here. Feel that nice stretch. Slowly, we're going to release the fingertips. Let that right foot go back to the floor and just press open that left knee. And then rotate your left ankle, figure 4, and then change direction. Go ahead and extend your left leg to the sky and hold on behind the left thigh and rotate your left ankle. And then change direction. If you'd like to straighten your right leg, you can. Get a little stretch. Hip flexor and hamstring. And then you're going to bend your left knee, place your left foot on the floor, and then pull that right knee in, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh as you open up that right knee. Find your figure 4. Relax the shoulders. From here, we're going to engage the core, push the belly into spine, spine into the floor, pull that left leg up, reach the hands around the back of that left thigh and pull it in. Slightly rock both legs to your left, feeling a deep right glute and hip stretch. Breathe. You want this to feel good, not have pain. Be gentle with the body. Now from here, we're going to slowly release that leg to the floor and extend the right leg up. Option to hold on to the back of the thigh and straighten out your right leg. And then straighten out the left leg to the front, rotate your right ankle. And change direction. Now you're going to bend your right knee, place the foot flat on the floor, and then bend your left. So both feet flat. Walk your feet in about hip distance apart, reaching for your heels or your ankles. And then we're going to lift to a bridge, lengthening through the spine, drawing the knees in, and then slowly lower the hips all the way down. And then you're going to walk your right foot to the right side of the mat, maybe reaching for your right ankle with the right hand. Walk your left foot to the left side of the mat, and then drop both knees to your left. It's a little exaggerated runner stretch, bending both knees. Option to hold on to your left knee. You can let your eyes close and just feel that stretch, probably through that right hip and quad. You don't want pain, you just want to feel a nice stretch. If you cannot reach your ankle, please do not worry about that. Just letting the foot walk over to the right side when it drops to the left on that right leg will get you that stretch. And breathe. One more breath. And now we're going to let go of the ankle, the foot. If you're holding on to anything, you can even use your left hand to help your left leg come up. Bring your right knee up. Realign your spine. Realign everything. You can even walk the knees in and then give them a hug, a rock side to side. And then place both feet flat on the floor again. This time the left foot's going to walk to the outside edge of your left of the mat. And then the right foot slightly to the right, so the feet are wide, knees are wide. You're welcome to hold on to your left ankle if you can reach it. Don't stress on it if you can't. Drop both knees to your right. The legs are nice and wide. Maybe you reach for your right knee, keeping it down towards the floor. Both feet on the floor. So you're mostly stretching through that left hip and quad. Maybe a little of the right groin. Close your eyes. Feel that nice stretch. You can have your head centered or turned, whatever feels good to you. And then we're going to bring the head to neutral. If it's turned, letting go of the ankles and the knees, you're going to bring the feet back together, hug the knees, and then place both feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Let your arms come to cactus arms, bent to elbow. Let your head turn to the left and go ahead and drop both knees to the right. Nice little twist. And then bring your head to neutral, knees come up. Turn your head to the right, knees drop to the left. They're stacked this time. Good. Head to neutral, both knees come up. Full body stretch, extend the legs, reach the arms overhead. And then hug the knees as you transition to happy baby, holding onto the toes or the outside edges of your feet with a little rock, side to side. And then finding your center. And go ahead and hug the knees and then release the feet to the floor and extend the legs, finding your shavasana. Let your legs fall open, walk your shoulders away from the ears and apart. Palms are up, and then go ahead and close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, just find your breath, slow, long, gentle, deep breath, in and out through the nose. Feel a calmness washing over your body. You've been gentle, you've stretched your body, different yoga postures to help hydrate the different tissue, bring more mobility to your body, and also bringing a calmness, letting go of that tension. So just exhale any excess residual of tension left in the body. Maybe you've got some mind chatter going on. Just tune into the breath, letting it go. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can stay in your shavasana, or you're welcome to turn onto a side. Start to press yourself up, nice and slow. Finding an easy seat with your eyes closed. Lengthen and lift, crown of the head to the sky, eyes are closed. And then take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead, exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.